My name is Rabbi Seth Grauer, and I'm the Rosh Yeshiva and the head of the B'nai Akiva schools, Opanat Orot and Yeshivat Or Chaim. I have a number of goals for this morning, but let me begin by introducing you to some of the members of our team who you will meet really throughout the morning, throughout the day, and many of them, of course, you know, but especially during the application process as we excitingly welcome your daughters to next year's class at Opana. I encourage you to speak to each individual, get to know them, ask them questions, really try to gain as much information from them as possible. Let me start with Mr. Hillel Rapp, our principal, who oversees so many aspects of our school, responsible for our entire educational program, as well as so much more. Some highlights of Mr. Rapp's responsibilities include new courses that are always changing. We're adding our Honors and Subject Scholars program, a new coding, robotics, and engineering program, new enrichment opportunities, student support, clubs, and he personally works with every single one of our teachers to ensure that they're constantly improving upon their teaching, inspiring our young minds to help our students grow in every possible way. Next is Mrs. Sharon Fixler, who by now for sure you know without a doubt. Where's Mrs. Fixler? There she is over there. Mrs. Fixler is our assistant principal, campus head, and is responsible not only for today's entire program, but for the day-to-day operations of our wonderful school. Next is Mrs. Shira Lipner. Mrs. Lipner's back over there. Welcome, Mrs. Lipner. Mrs. Lipner is, of course, in charge of our entire Limudei Kodesh program, but also oversees and looks after so many Torah learning opportunities, Hashkafa programs, our Matmidot and religious guidance program, as well as numerous other co-curricular and religious growth opportunities. Next is our Director of Guidance and most veteran member of our Opanat team, Mrs. Sherry Weinberg. Mrs. Weinberg helps Mrs. Fixler, Mrs. Lipner, but also oversees a robust system of guidance and support that begins to some extent even before our students enter and often continues even after graduation. Mrs. Miriam Besson, standing in the back over there. Wave to everyone, Prof. Well done. Our Director of Student Life oversees so many programs, clubs, committees, student council initiatives, sports teams, Israel guidance. The list really goes on and on. And finally, but her role cannot be understated at all, Mrs. Miriam Klein. There she is. Thank you. In charge of our entire program academic support, truly benefits so many of our students. The one common theme that really runs throughout all these exceptionally talented individuals is that all of them are beloved teachers in addition to their administrative portfolios, and they serve as exceptional role models to our students. Every aspect of our school has been built to ensure that we provide our young women with a ton of educational, social, emotional, religious guidance and support. We recognize that kids today need a ton of advice, hand-holding, guidance, and support to succeed, and it is absolutely our responsibility to provide that. Towards that end, we have also developed an exceptional team of religious guidance counselors whose goal it is to meet with our students, schmooze with them, and help them develop positive self-confidence and self-worth and strengthen their lifelong commitment to halacha. Religious commitment among adolescents isn't easy today. Girls have lots of questions and are challenged by an anti-religious world that promotes many values that are antithetical to so many of our beliefs and obligations. We have made this a major focus of our school, and it's a significant priority that we don't take lightly. One final group that I'd like to highlight is our talented group of shlichim and shlichot who leave their families and homes for a few years to come and impact and inspire our young ladies here at Opana. They serve, of course, as Rabbeim and teachers, and they bring with them a love of Medinat Yisrael and a passion towards religious Zionism and add so much to everything that we do. Now time for a little Dvar Torah. Yesterday on Shabbos morning, we read about the beginning of the lives of both Avraham and Sarah. As you likely know, when you look at the text of the Torah, you'll not find any information about Avram's decision to choose monotheism or Sarah's early life. This is a Dvar Torah which admittedly I've given at previous open houses. The last few years I gave a different Dvar Torah, but I keep coming back to this idea because I believe the message is so integral to everything we strive to accomplish and really very unique to Ol Panah. Why is the Torah silent around the early lives of these central figures within Judaism? To some extent, you might be thinking that it would be impossible for the Torah to list all the details of a person's life, but certainly there is much more that could be included. Answer number one is that the Torah is not a history book, and it would be a mistake to think of it as such. The Torah is not interested in telling us every detail of every individual character. God inserted into the Torah only those details that were vital and important for us to know in order to enable us to live our lives as committed and observant Jews. At Ol Panah as well, the Torah is certainly not a history book, and our Judaic studies courses are not just subjects. We don't teach Limudei Kodesh as any other academic subject. They are the keys to how we live our lives. Our programming and co-curricular activities and everything that we do is guided by Torah and mitzvot. Answer number two is that there are so many ways to reach Hashem, Torah and mitzvot, and that's really what we want to convey to our girls. Maybe the Torah doesn't want to tell us how Avram found Hashem, because if the Torah informed us and wrote the details behind Avram's path to God, we would believe that there is only one path and there's only one way to find Hashem, that way specifically chosen by Avraham. But ultimately, that's simply, of course, not the case and not true. There isn't one correct way to reach Hashem. The important fact and the key message is that Avram found monotheism. Avram chose one path, we could choose another. There isn't only one correct direction. There are so many paths towards religious growth at Ol Panah. Girls have options within our Judaic Studies program based on the types of Limudei Kodesh classes and subjects that they love most. Girls have so many chesed opportunities, incredible co-curricular clubs and optional programs, all designed to help them grow religiously and meaningfully. And finally, answer number three, and this is actually a brand new answer, unique to this year's open house. I think the Torah is silent on Avram's religious journey to show each and every one of us, men and women alike, that anything is possible and that we can reach whatever heights we set our minds to. The Torah wants to help us build our self-esteem and self-concept and believe that we can accomplish great things just like Avraham. Torah doesn't tell us miraculous beginnings of Avram, and in fact is silent for the most part around great personal accomplishments for almost all heroic female and male figures throughout Tanakh to show us that we can succeed and reach great potential just like them. We don't need miracles. We don't need what they have in that way. The Torah wants us to be inspired by them, but believe that their accomplishments are within our reach. Ol Panah wrote, and I'd like you to listen to this sentence because it's so true, has the most impressive, talented, and committed faculty and administration who will do anything and everything, practically, to help your daughters succeed. Our goal is to build their self-esteem so they feel great about themselves, so their entire world is in front of them, and they enter that world confident and strong in their abilities to do and accomplish whatever they want in the future. Parents often ask me, what do you want an Ol Panah girl to look like when they graduate? to act. What is their ideal graduate? At Opana, we believe that there is no ideal graduate at all. No established success story. Every girl who enters this building is treated as an individual with her own strengths, successes, struggles and challenges, but accomplishments as well. You hear this from many others, but we work with every student individually to ensure that they have a tailored and custom academic program, that they're involved and engaged in the co-curricular activities and teams that suit them best, and that they're given the right amount of social, academic, and emotional support. We say that we're so much more than a school, but it isn't just a tagline. We believe it to be true. We're always innovating and coming up with new ideas and new programs. Every high school believes in academic excellence, but what is unique and different about Opana is that we work exceptionally hard to maintain our high standards of academic excellence in an upbeat, positive environment of healthy, eager, and motivated learners with what we hope and try is significantly less stress. I feel totally confident, completely at ease telling you, our future Opana parents, that if you send your daughters to Opana, we will do everything we can to ensure that she is happy. Now, I'm not just the Rosh Hashiva here. I'm also a parent of a graduate and a current student who's just starting grade 9. My daughter Yunina is currently learning in Israel in MMY and had the most incredible 4 years here at Opana. And she tells me all the time how much she misses Opana. But I'm also excited that my daughter Gila, raise your hand, Gila, and say hello to everyone. There you go. I have to embarrass her. Come on. Let's have a round of applause for Gila. Is just starting grade 9 and has 4 wonderful years ahead of her. I know this may sound a bit self-serving, and I'm certainly not objective, but I promise you I'm telling the truth when I say that there is no school anywhere in North America that I would rather have Gila starting this year than Opana. Opana is going through exciting times. Even within COVID, we're working so hard to give our young ladies the most exceptional year possible. We apologize that we're having this Opana open house here at Or Chaim, but we will be providing you with many opportunities this year to come and visit Opana, see our campus, see the warm, homey environment that we've created for our young ladies. We have designed this open house out to try our best to give you as full a picture as possible into Opana. But today is simply too short a program to hear everything. Please ask others and try your best to gather as much information as you can. One theme that you'll hear this morning is that we're never satisfied with the status quo and that we're always trying to get better each and every year. Today, adolescence is as difficult a journey as there ever was, and it's harder than ever to be a teenager. Like the great choice that Avraham, Sarah, and so many others made, your choice of high school is a decision that will be a journey through what will undoubtedly be the most impressionable and vital years of your life. We hope that you will take that voyage in the loving, caring, vibrant, and positive environment of Opana. We hope it will be a decision that will set you on the most exceptional path you have to travel. Thank you for listening.